Why don't you like people when you meet them? I'm not suggesting you dislike them, but when you meet people, why don't you like them? And the presupposition I'm making is that I know that about you.
Well, I would frame it publicly very differently than I don't like people when I meet them. I would frame it as I have a natural guard up, and I have a natural tendency to not let people in very easily. I think people have to earn, to have my trust and to have my friendship, it has to be earned through understanding and through respect and working together, and just I'm not as easy as like, hey, I just meet someone and now we're friends and I'm going to trust you through any situation or scenario. It is very much like I do have my guard up with people, and especially when you hit like in this position that I've had with CrossFit for a very long time, you know, oftentimes people want stuff from you. So you learn very quickly that like to kind of, I don't want to say expect that, but understand that might be coming. That being said, there's a level of like when I meet affiliates or when I meet trainers or when I meet people who are in the community, the truth is part of that's already broken down. Meaning by being an affiliate owner, like there's like
there's levels to this shit.
Yeah, exactly. You're a couple levels in at that point. And so like some of that of what I'm talking about is already naturally broken down because of your engagement in the community.
You said it's a natural guard. What do you mean by a natural guard? You're saying that you were born with that, or you're saying that like
it's natural to me now. I don't think I was born with it. It probably.
Were you picked on as a kid?
I wasn't picked on too much, maybe a little. I had a few moments, I think, but it probably stems from so much with me. Like when you unwind who I am and why I do things the way I do and how I lead the way I do, or how I push people the way I do. I mean, frankly, it comes from where I came from. You know, my whole young adult, the 20s through 30, 33, 32, that phase was defined by being a SEAL. And that was not an easy thing to do. And those were not easy people to be around. And those were not like, it wasn't a cakewalk. It was a really challenging and tough time where I had to perform at a high level, and people had high expectations of me. I had high expectations of those to my left or right. And you kind of build that, I built that at least from there. So if people question, why is he so hard, or why does he do this, or why is he rough around the edges, or whatever they say, unwind it, think back. And the truth is, though, and all of that being said, there's still been a ton of evolution in me, and you see that, and you know that, to how I was when you first met me to how I am now.
It's funny when you say the evolution. I don't think you've become more open when you meet people, but I think you're become less prickly. Like before, you were a cactus with big thorns, and if you got close to you, you got pricked.
Yeah.
Right? And the person bumped into you and they came into your space. Now they can come into your space and they might not feel anything, but you're still guarded. Why didn't you like me when I first started working at CrossFit? Can you remember?
Yeah, I think I didn't like you because you were a little too much. You're like really happy, and you were like everything was positive, and you were just trying to get in so quickly. And especially when people are trying to get in so quickly or trying to make friends with me quickly or our team quickly, you know, that's kind of a flag for me. Like, what's this guy's agenda? What's this guy want from us? In your case, you wanted more work. You wanted to be filming stuff. You wanted to work the games. And so I naturally had a guard up for you.
And that turned into a little bit of dislike.
I wouldn't say it was dislike. I saw at a point, I didn't dislike you, but I saw I was going to test you. And I was going to test you through tossing you in the fire with adversity, and my level of adversity being a little rough love.
This guarded mentality, this pre-Navy SEAL Dave, was he a good fit for the SEALs and it just solidified it and made you grow as the same person? Or did this Dave that entered the SEALs have to change a ton? Or were you like, did you go to the SEALs and you're like, wow, this is just what this is the fertilizer and water that my character's already designed for and I can use.
Well, my
Did it
dad was
nurture-
pretty. My dad was pretty. I don't want to say hard, but he was pretty stern. Pretty. He loved me, of course, but he was also. It was a unique relationship that I think prepared me for that environment and prepared me for just going into the fire and not being coddled. And growing up here, even like I wasn't coddled or it wasn't that, I wouldn't say easy. He didn't. It's funny. Greg once said, "Your dad must have been a really fucking good guy," and I said, "Why do you say that?" And he said, "Because of how you came out." And like Greg, like that clicked. I'm like, oh shit! Like, I didn't always think he was the best father, but it was like, yeah, he did some good thing. Yeah, he did something right. And that when Greg said that to me, like that resonated, and it was powerful.
Was Greg's dad a good guy?
Ask Greg. Great question.
Oh man.